Well, hello everybody, this is Jeffrey GT7 and welcome to the live stream. As you guys may have already guessed what the theme is for this update is, it's of course it's going to be showcasing the new Lamar prototypes. I'm pretty sure that everyone here, since probably I'm pretty sure either day one or probably 2022, 2023, somewhere around there, has been looking forward to this. Of course, we got modern day prototypes, which is awesome. You can see from the cars itself, the Ferrari, of course. There's a BMW right there, the Porsche, the Peugeot, and of course, there's the new Porsche 992 pace car. So I will definitely, I'm going to go through these cars right here, and it's going to be quite a huge eyes to be opened. This is going to bring more creativity into leagues now. Currently, I'm actually in PHG, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays we do qualify for a GT3 division and GT1 division. Most of the GT1 drivers, they wait till Wednesday to post their laps. So, in the main theme of this season for PHG, we basically have done either Porsche or the Audi, I think it's the R18 prototype, and do a multi-class type of race. You have a GT1 car and a GT3 car. So this is going to be quite, new opportunities for multi-class races now, since we got all these cars into the game. But of course, as you guys know, this is in fact update 1.70. We're going to be going first through the list. So the following cars, of course, is going to be the BMW M Hybrid, the Ferrari 499P, the Peugeot 9X8, the Porsche 963, and of course the Porsche 911 Turbo S safety car. So easily, without any shadow of a doubt, all these cars would be at Brand Central. So luckily, we'll be able to grab them anytime we want to. I will be curious though to see what the price tag is going to be for these cars. I got a very strong feeling that they're going to cost a bit more than, let's say, the GT Vision cars. I'm thinking 2 million, 3 million for these cars. I do know the Ferrari was successful in Le Mans, so this car might be more expensive than let's say the Peugeot or the BMW. So we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. World Circuits, of course, there's some new events. They added in a couple new Group 1 races for Watkins Glen, Le Mans, Cerdigna, which actually is kind of interesting that they have that, because I think this is the format that's probably the money grind race. I could be wrong. So quite interesting to see that. The Iger Norwad Reverse has a new track. Circuit Experience, there's a new track. It's going to be the Fisherman's Ranch Full Circuit Reverse. That's new. For Cafe, which is under the extra menus, you have extra menu number 54, which is, of course, the hybrid prototypes. As you can see in the parentheses, you must be collector 64. So we're eventually are getting closer and closer to reach the final, per se, cap level for these extra menus. I just wondering if possibly in the future if we're going to have a new collector level cap or not. We'll just have to wait and see how that happens. Of course, car designers and other characters throughout the game has new dialogue. New seasonal menu has arrived. In order for you to do that, you have to unlock this menu. You have to beat the game, which is, of course, book number 39, which is the vanilla campaign story mode, and watching the ending credits. And here we go. My favorite part that I love to see each time when we get a big update. Number 4, GT Auto. Car maintenance and service. Engine swaps are now available for the following cars unlocked at collectible level 50. So as you can see, we got the Audi TT Coupe Quarto, the Audi TTS Coupe, the Renault E-Space F1, which is quite interesting. The Suzuki Pikes Peak again has a new swap, and of course finishing all up the Toyota RAV4. And to be honest, since it's a small engine swap list, I'm actually thinking that this could be a overall very powerful engine-less category. I mean, look at these cars, and I do know both the TT Coupe and the TTS Coupe with their original swaps. They were pretty good, especially in Tokyo Expressway 600. So I'm going to be looking forward to see what Panifoli has cooked up this time with these swaps. Of course, Scapes, of course, you can take pictures at Pikes Peak, which actually is pretty cool. So I guess in the future, if I do decide to do a video with the Skidoo, I might do a Pikes Peak picture, I guess. That would be quite appropriate for that. And the sport modes, we have updated the opening movie for the race, which is quite interesting for that. Drift Trial, that Power Pack, the race shop has been added to the quick menu before practice, qualifier, and race when entering with the garage car detailed settings. You can now be selected. Also, the pit stop menu under settings, car settings, during practice with a garage car. So that's actually going to be pretty helpful, not to waste time to go all the way back to the main menu just to go to the race shop. So that's going to be pretty beneficial there. And of course, localization and others, and that's going to be it. So the first thing we're going to be covering is going to be, of course, the cars, but we do have this first. Oh, yeah. Well, we basically already knew that from the previous update because they added that in. So let's go ahead and do Brand Central. I think how I'm going to do it is we're going to go from top to bottom. That might be the easiest approach to this. So the first car is going to be, of course, the Beamer, and it's going to look gorgeous. I knew from the trailer that the nose actually lit up, which was pretty awesome. So here it is right here. 3 million credits is the cost of this car. Looking overall, the overall status, 853.52 for the performance points. It is an MR drivetrain, 641 horsepower, the weight being at 2271, and the aspiration is a turbocharger. Comes with one color, of course, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and grab this car right now. And I would like to point out that thankfully I did manage to save enough credits just for this update. I forgot that I've been spending a lot of credits as of late on different projects and different cars. So yeah, and as you guys did see, there were some lights that lit up through here. So if you could actually customize it at the paint shop, that would be goated. Not too sure if that's possible, but if you could, that would be pretty sick. Of course, there's a little light right there too. So we're going to go ahead and equip this car right now real quick. Next car is going to be the Porsche, and my guess is this is going to be from Penske. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. So it's going to be all the way back here, $3 million credits again. The 963, yep, there's Penske right there on the name, so I'm pretty sure this is what it is. Of course, 3 million credits. Same drivetrain. I think it has a bit more horsepower, and it does compared to the hybrid BMW. The weight is the same, so this car technically does have more horsepower, but we won't know for sure until we actually do a bumper race. So another 3 million credits, for this car. And I will go ahead and say that I am going to do more likely an episode in all these prototypes at Sardinia and just have a fun, discovery to see which car it actually is the best car for Sardinia. So here's the 499P23, of course, another 3 million credits, and it actually does have the same amount of horsepower to the Porsche, but I'm not too sure if the torque is the same or not. Let's see. It of course has one color, and yeah, another 3 million credits. There you go. So, and the Ferrari looks lovely as well. It's going to be a lot of fun driving these prototypes for sure. And now let's head to our last prototype, which is going to be the Peugeot. And I'm thinking just by the theme of the other cars, it's going to be 3 million credits as well. So let's make our way all the way to the far end. And yes, it is. It actually has a very unique looking livery, I'll say that. It actually looks pretty cool. Same horsepower as the Ferrari and the Porsche. The weight also is the same as well. So I think the Ferrari, the Porsche, and the Peugeot might have all the same stats, I think, unless the only thing that could be different could be, of course, the length, the width, and the height. But if we're going down to the nitty-gritty of both power and weight, it's the same. So another 3 million credits as well for this car. Let's go ahead and purchase that bad boy, and it's going to be quite interesting to see how these cars will do in Sardinia. I mean, and also the only thing I'm looking forward to is to see how these cars are going to do with how it uses hybrid versus the recharge state of the hybrid. It was a fast recharge, a slow recharge, like that. And of course, here is the new 911 Turbo S safety car. Now let's compare this car to the production version of this car, which is right here, and it actually almost is quite the same. I think the only thing different, is there anything different to this car? No, it's not. I think the only time it actually lost a little bit is probably because of the gigantic light bar right here. That's probably what I'm thinking of. So more likely this car right here is going to be probably one of the best, or if not the best safety car you could probably ask for Tokyo 600. 380,000 credits is the cost for this car compared to the production cost. It's about 80,000 more comparison, but we're going to go ahead and add it to our car collection and let that be that. So yeah, looking pretty good. It's going to be, I'm pretty sure I can look forward to the future, and this safety car is going to be a pretty popular pick, especially if it's a police livery with a Porsche. And that is going to be all the new cars that were added to the game. Alright, let's now move on to the cafe mode real quick. Extra menus, let's scroll on down to the far bottom. As we'll see here, it's going to be none other than hybrid prototypes, and surprisingly, none of the new cars are featured in this rewards. You have the Porsche 919 Hybrid, the Audi R18, and of course the Toyota T50 or S050. So quite unique that they did it that way, and not really add any of the new cars. So at least we get ourselves a free 6-star ticket. There's the picture right there. Looks lovely as ever. Go ahead, get that 6-star ticket and back off, and we're good to go. Seasonal menu. They've actually went ahead and did the new prototypes for this. So if you have, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12 million credits is all you need to receive this reward, and you get another 6-star ticket, and boom, you are good to go. So got ourselves 2 6-star tickets. Very accomplished right there. And let's make our way to, let's go to World Circuits and check out the next upcoming races, or the new races that they add to the game. Start off with Americans first. You got the Watkins Glen. We're going to go all the way to the far right. Of course, there it is right there, 950 pp, or 950 is the recommendation. So you can literally, as long as you have a race car, you could pretty much, I think, let me see, let me see if I can break the game here. Let's see. Let's do by points. Okay, so you cannot use a Tomahawk, which is great. I was kind of worried about that. However, huge exploit would probably be either the 3500A F1 car, which is always a threat to this race, or a nerfed Super Formula car. So that's that right there. Fisherman's Ranch, of course, has the new Circle Experience. Different car, 2 million credits for gold, 600,000 for bronze. So that's that right there. If you're into that, let's go over to Europe. Check a little mall real quick. And ironically enough, this right here, 7 laps, 260,000 credits. And right here you got 10 laps for 400,000. So, I mean, you can pick whatever you want. So same thing, 950 PP points or less. I mean, and of course, racing tires is allowed, or that's what you need for that race. For the Edgar Norwad, here's the 550. Should be pretty intense, I would say, for that race. Of course, our Digna, a very faithful money track, especially with this one right here. Is it the same layout, or am I thinking differently? No, it's the same layout. Okay, so these two are the same, except this one right here. You can pretty much go full bore, and you have a lot more horsepower and a lot more points to go with compared to the 800s. So, I mean, it's like pick your own poison, but I mean, if you want to do this, you could, but it's more of a task. If you really want to get serious and just get credits, you can always fall for this. So that's what I'm planning on doing anyway with the new prototypes. So, anything else I missed right here? No, that's the new one right there. That should be covering the new tracks, I think. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and discover. Take a quick look at Scapes. Pikes Peak. Such a lovely track, by the way. I know there's a lot of fans that wish that this was in the game. And I probably want them to. So that's going to be quite a very popular collage to choose for whenever you have the Pikes Peaks. Like this Scudo, the Audi Quarto. Let's go ahead and go to sport mode, claim this present, whatever it is. I think it was a time trial, I think. Oh yeah, it was the days of play. That's what it was. Yep. Alright, cool. Got some money back. Great. On the time trials, you got, of course, Le Mans. Let's take a look and see what the meta, quote-unquote, meta car is for this particular event. And looks like it's the Porsche. There's a lot of 963s. There's a Toyota right there. So that's quite interesting. I'll have to dive in deeper and see, you know, why is the case? Why is the Porsche a much better pick compared to the Ferrari or the Peugeot or the BMW for that event? I'm pretty sure it has to probably have to do something with the top speed. And of course, we have ourselves, looks like Nations Cup is officially back. Let's take a quick look at the event schedule, even though I may not be in it, but we'll take a look anyway. So Group 1 is going to be, of course, Le Mans, no chicane, mind you. Round 2 is going to be at Laguna Seca with an F3500A, so that should be quite interesting. It should be more like possibly like a high-intense hybrid between an old 90s F1 car with probably the power potential of an Indy car. And the 3500A is a pretty fun car to drive. I mean, it actually feels like you are driving a very, very amazingly powerful downforce car. Round 3, it's Group 3, Red Bull Ring. So that's pretty. I mean, it's nothing too special to it. I mean, I think most of us are already accustomed to the Group 3s. Round 4 is going to be specified car at Trail Mountain Circuit. So round 5 is going to be Grand Valley Highway 1 reverse. And to finish this all off, we're going to be using the GOAT, the Arborth A112 at Suzuka. That's going to be painfully long because it most likely is going to be the full circuit. I don't think it's going to be the West course because if it was, it would have said right there. So if you guys are into that, then there you go. Now, looking at the first race, as you can see, there's a lot of the classics here. You got the XJR9, you got the 778B, the R92CP, the Mercedes-Benz, and the Porsche. Can I? Yes, I can look at the practice times. And it looks like if you guys want to practice and want to know what the edge is, it looks like it's going to be between there's a good mix. I mean, you got plenty of Mercedes is on this list. You got a few of the Nissans is on here too. So I guess whatever feel the most comfortable with, you can just go ahead and get started with that if you want to. So, best of luck, I would say, for that particular event. I mean, Le Mans itself with this particular car package is actually pretty fun, and I'm pretty sure most of you might be kind of already used to it already because this is what is included in the Power Pack. So, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to have a blast in this race. Now, let's see if there's going to be any rain. I don't think there is. There's nothing really mentioned on the weather, unfortunately. I don't think there is. I mean, judging by how fast the lap times are around this track, I really doubt that there is any rain or there's going to be any rain in this race. I mean, I could be wrong, but just judging by the best laps, that it's going to be a full-fledged dry race, which always is always fun. All right, so let's see. Yes, did you know you can enter Power Pack races using your car's right from garage? Yes, that was introduced in the last update. Show off your favorite custom livery or bring out a fully tuned machine. The choice is yours. Okay, drivers looking for an extra thrill may even want to bring a detuned car to the grid. Why would I do that if I can just use a detuned car that you already have provided for me? Not only is it already provided for me with a detuned car, but that detuned car has a little bit extra credits. So why would I do my own car if you already have one already provided for me? When you race with a car of your garage, you'll be able to access the settings menus during practice runs. Yes, we know that. And even after qualifying, you can retry the final race with any car you like while keeping your hard-earned starting position. So that's nice. Experience a whole new level of freedom and take your garage cars into a Power Pack race today. Now, if you guys... I did mention that once I have reached 5,555 subscribers, so that's 5555, I am planning on taking this monster, which is the 24-hour Group C prototype endurance race. I think they might have, did they update the picture? It looks like they did. Anyway, so of course there's the cars. We're pretty much familiar with what they have, what they've shown to us. And I think it's kind of ironic that they actually, even though each car has the same stats on the power ratio, that of course the Mercedes has a bit more, is a bit heavier, but I thought it's kind of hilarious that the Mercedes has more power points or performance points than the Nissan itself, and a little bit more than Porsche, and still gives you a 120 plus prize money. Anyway, the 555 deal I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this bad boy, the 7878B, at this race. Now, I could, just for the nostalgia part of it, keep the livery original. I think that's what I'm planning on doing. Or what I could do is I could do this with this one right here and race the Miele Toyota livery. Because that car, if you don't know, from the grand days of GT4, that Miele, or Minola, I might be pronouncing it wrong. If I am, I highly apologize, because that car was the GOAT in that game. That particular blue and white Toyota in that race, in each race it went to, especially if it was a long straightaway, it was a monster to contend with. So I guess for the fun of it, whenever we do hit that number, which we're about, give or take, I think we're about close to 300 subscribers away from reaching that mark, I'll be using this car at that 24-hour race. And I might be splitting it up. It's going to be live streamed, and I'm thinking about splitting it up into different sections of it. So that's just the thing I'm thinking of doing in the future. Now I'm trying to figure out if I should do it through here or I should do it through OBS. I don't know as of yet until what that's going to be. But to be honest, looking at this graph, and I probably need to get back to this because I've actually have not acquired, if I can get to it, I've not gotten the Beetle yet. So that's one car I need to get. There it is right there. And that's probably, is that the only car I haven't gotten yet? No, the Porsche 911 Turbo Rally. This car actually might be a decently good car to get for Tokyo. So, yeah, I might need to get back on this and just try to, get back on it, get those cars, especially for the Porsche, and just try it out, see what it can do for Tokyo. But you can see here, Japanese, pretty much done. Apart from getting this, we don't have enough stars yet. Tuning, there's some we done from a little bit of tuning. I only went just to get the Supra. Probably need to get back on that. There's a horsepower East Tokyo clockwise race. Yeah, I might need to get back on that too. So, yeah, I mean, we already knew about the power pack situation. But just for curiosity, I just want to try one more thing. Let me jump in the race and let's go ahead and jump this. Yep, 5,000 feet, whatever. There's like a race shop. Okay. Yep, I know about that. Let's say, where is? I don't see a race shop. Hold on, let me get the practice. Might be in here, right? Oh, we can spectate during qualifying. Awesome. I don't think that was a thing, or was it a thing? Car settings. No, that's always been there, I think. Oh, we can actually in practice. Nice. Or let's see. No, that's always been a thing. Okay, never mind. I'm getting too worked up. Never mind. I got confused with qualifying. That's what it was. Travel speed, spectate. Yeah, we can spectate to qualifying. Yeah. That. Retire. Retire in the race. What does that do? Does it completely back me up to the main menu? I think it does. Yes, it does. Okay. Alright. Well, that's easy. So that's that for the power pack. Now, to my favorite all-time thing to talk about in this update is going to be none other than the swaps. So let's go ahead, jump into our garage, and let me see if... I'm pretty sure I have all these cars. I just want to make sure I have them that are at least standard. Because if they're already swapped already, it will not work out. Okay, let's do the... I might have to buy one. Looks like it. Where is it? You swapped? No. Perfect. Okay. So here's our first one. I think this car... I think it already has one already. So will this be our... No, this is the first one. Okay. 950,000 credits is the price tag for the swap. Oh. The Quarto Pikes engine swap. Oh, nice. It could be doable for Tokyo. Maybe if you have it, nerfed enough. Maybe. I don't know. I'll have to do that, see what I can do. But judging what we have right now, it will be a superbly good pick for Le Mans, because I'm pretty sure this particular wheels are sports. I don't think they're racing. So, yeah, I could see that swap being very effective for Le Mans. Maybe Tokyo, but for Le Mans, yeah, definitely effective. All right, next one is going to be the TTS Coupe from 09. I think I have a spare one that does not have a swap. Let's do it by year. Should be a bit easier to find. There we go. Okay. Yes. You are stocked. Okay. I might have had these cars mixed up with two other cars, I guess. That's what happened. That's what I'm thinking. And it looks like the same thing. 950,000 credits, of course, the Quartos Peak. So, yeah, interesting. So, I think a very intriguing episode would be, picking which car actually performs better with this engine swap. So, Nice. Again, that'll be a great engine for both Tokyo and for Le Mans, given of the really good gas mileage you can get from that engine. Alright, so that's it for the Audi team. Let's go now to Renault. Will be next. It's going to be the nostalgic F1 E-Space car, or fan, whichever you want to call it. Let's see. R. There it is. Alright. I don't think it's swapped. Yes, that's the original engine. Okay. I think there already was a swap already, I think, you can get. No, this is new too. Okay. GTR Nismo. Wow. So that potentially nerf. Look at that major nerf, though. That is almost 200 points. But the thing that actually intrigues me the most is, yeah, you lose a huge amounts of points. But then again, the torque actually goes up a little bit. You're not necessarily losing that much horsepower. You're only losing about like 50 or 60, give or take. The weight to power ratio goes up to 2.29, so it's not too bad. I mean, you also gain weight too, but that's actually surprisingly, that's pretty shocking for it to lose that many points. So I think de-nerfing this car could be quite fun. De-nerfing it, and I know you can buy all kinds of stuff for this engine swap, or for this particular engine, so you can easily feed back the points you lost into that engine, and you might overall get more horsepower too. So that's going to be quite an interesting experiment to see how that does. So that's it for the Renault. Next one is going to be none other than the legendary monster, Suzuki Iscudo. And I think I had one stocked. Is this one stocked? Or restocked? Pretty sure this one is. Yes. I used it the other day for Sardigna. Alright, so I think this one already has one already, so this will be a new one, correct? Yes. Alright, so not to get confused on which is which, I believe the old one is the Group 3 VGT Suzuki V8, which is an amazingly beautiful engine, especially the way it sounds. I mean, it sounds really, really good. Also a very technical engine too. But apparently this particular car, or the Suzuki, also has a GTR Nismo. And judging by back and forth, you do get more torque out of this than you did with the VGT. You do gain a bit more weight. You do gain a little bit more horsepower, but you also lose 0.3 for the kilograms per second. But like I said before, with this particular engine, major debuff, but you can always go back to the tuning shop, put back in like a turbocharger, and boom, you're back in business. Or very technical small parts if you don't want to overdo it. So looking forward to see how that car can do in the other races. Might not be as fuel efficient since it has that Nismo engine, but I guess the biggest thing is not having to worry about the turbo lag from that swap. Alright, and now to the last car, which is going to be none other than, let's see, what's the best way to say it? Will this be considered a soccer mom car? I guess. I'm not too sure. Let me try to find it. Oh, yep, definitely, yep. Or not necessarily a soccer mom, but more like the type of dude that probably goes camping in the middle of the country, maybe. That goes out in the woods. That's probably the perfect description. Which is nothing wrong about that. It's just just looking at alone, you're like, okay, that person, likes to go trail mountain, either hiking or fishing or whatever. So 200,000 credits is for this car. It has an all-wheel drive train. That's one thing I did not realize. I thought it was a FF, not gonna lie. And we have none other than the Demon Challenger. So, yeah, if you're late to your favorite fishing tournament, don't worry. You have 840 horsepower, so you can go down the highway and make up a lot of time. Saying that, you might get pulled over by the cops and maybe SWAT team. Independent engine you can use to to make up lost ground or lost time for being late in your favorite uh, fishing tournament, or if you're late to meet some guys at a hike area, or a little late to go camping, then yeah, this right here will help, will certainly help you. Oh, yes. Look at that, kilograms per second goes from 9.5 down to 2.06. Of course, it goes from naturally aspirated to supercharger. Of course, you do gain a big old chunk of weight. Uh, I mean, you pretty much have entered in the Santa Claus diet just alone by adding this engine to the car. You go from 372 performance points to 568. And I know for a fact that these tires right here have to be comfort tires. So if you do put sport hard tires, sport mediums, more likely you'll have to nerf this car. But yeah, this might be quite a very interesting car to see what it can do at Tokyo 600. For Le Mans, might not be an issue at all, except for the fueling part. So you can guarantee if you do run across a Group 4 and they look at the back of the mirror and they see nothing other than a Toyota RAV4, they're going to be asking a lot of questions. But yeah, so that's going to be the last engine swap for this new update. It's only, 5? But all of them were great. I mean, there wasn't any Mavericks in the particular update, or any Bugatti Chirons. I know those two have been glazed a lot in the last couple of updates, just by having, at least 8 to 10 cars having that same particular swap. Either the Maverick or the Chiron. So I'm kind of glad that we have a little bit of a different variety. And those Audis are going to be quite interesting to see what they can do, especially having that Quarto Pikes Peak engine swap. So let's see, that's probably going to cover everything, I think, of all that is in this new update. I know they said there was a new sport opening movie, something, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's whenever you probably hit enter, I guess. There's some kind of clip movie, I don't know. There's the dailies, by the way, if you're curious. You have BB Motor Speedway, you have the Brands Hatched Indy Circuit, or Indy GP layout, whatever it's called. And of course you have Interlagos. So there it is. So yeah, looking for the new update. I guess one thing I probably could do before we do head out is try out the new cars. Because I myself am curious. I want to see what the fuss is about. I just want to see what the car can do and stuff. Let me just quickly make sure and turn the car a little bit down. Either that, or I'll probably mute myself. I could do that while we do some testing, because there's no need for me to talk. I'm pretty sure the way I have the audio is going to pretty much muffle what I'm saying. So I'm going to go to, I think a good track might be Suzuka, to be honest. And I might just do, I don't know, maybe a lap or two, or half a lap, and just go by what the car is doing with the turbo, I guess. So I'll be quiet for a little bit, and then I'll have my own thoughts. So I'll be right back. I just realized I forgot to turn this on. Oopsie daisies. Yeah, we'll do Bob. We'll do Bob. Oh, that's not good. We're going to ignore this for a little bit. Okay, I'll be right back. Alright, so I think two things I probably should have done is one, race at nighttime to see what the car looks like under the lights. And two, wow. First off, that battery, let's see, let me go ahead and start this and I'll pause it. That battery hybrid inside that car, with, I got the fuel set to 2, I think it's 2 and 2 for fuel and tires. That battery, they must have put at least 1 million Intercharger batteries because I did not really see any hybrid affected at all. So, that's a pretty big game changer. And
did you get the stealth cars gifted yet for watching Milan?
I did not watch Milan, unfortunately. I didn't really partook the questions or anything like that. I think I only did it once, I think, or twice. But and the car itself, the sound, that sounded really good on that car. So I'm going to do the same thing with the Porsche. I'm going to be looking. I'll be, of course, going to keep my eye on the hybrid. I'm going to, of course, listen to the engine. Apparently, of course, according to the online time trials, this car is like the best, fastest at Le Mans. So we'll see how it does at this track. So I'll be right back. All right. So the difference I could tell with the Porsche versus the BMW, the Porsche I could tell was a little bit more quicker. I think on the BMW we hit at least maybe 181 and 182. At the end of that straight, we hit 184. Saying that, the BMW, I could tell whenever I went back to the power, the rear wheels took a little second or two for it to apply that output of the full power, while the Porsche was basically instant. And since it was instant, the rear of the car got loose, a little snappy. I could tell that was happening with the car not run. Now, it was fun, enjoyable to still drive, considering the car was a bit loose and oversteery from the back of the car. But yeah, and same thing with the hybrid. The hybrid, again, that car has 10 million Energizer batteries inside the car. So now, next car is going to be the Ferrari 499P. And of course, I'll be looking forward to see the hybrid, see how it sounds, how it handles all that stuff. So I'll be right back. Ferrari, very good top speed. We hit 185. So it's very similar to the Porsche, except the only thing I could tell was that it was not near as snappy. But judging by the first turn, I got some understeer on the car. So quite interesting that I felt that. And I just realized that this Peugeot is four-wheel drive. So let's take one more look. Okay, so that's a four-wheel drive, that's four-wheel drive, and these two are MRs. So that's quite interesting that the Ferrari's a four-wheel drive, so that explains why I had the slight understeer. So that's quite interesting. I didn't really pay attention to the drivetrains. So that's quite interesting. So that's probably showcases why the Porsche could be potentially faster than the Ferrari is in Le Mans by the drivetrain, but I'm going to see what the Peugeot can do. Now, the engine, my favorite engine so far out of the three I did was, of course, the Porsche. This one actually sounded more like a powered-up vacuum cleaner, to be honest. You could hear the turbo kicking in, especially once you went into fourth gear. Fifth gear, you can hear the turbo actually winding up with a high-pitched whistle. And the other thing I saw from this car, of course, is the cut-off fender flares. You could actually see inside the wheels like you could with the 2020 Toyota TO or TS020 or 50 or whatever it's called. So let's check out our last prototype, which is the Peugeot 9X8, and see what it can do. Alright, so with the Peugeot, quite interesting, I'd say. Very interesting engine. I think the one thing I kind of dislike was the overhead camera over the front, over the hood. Having it placed directly where you could actually see the top end of the car. One thing I forgot to say is the one thing I did not really care for the Ferraris on board, of course, was that gigantic antenna that you can see from front of the car as well. So that could be potentially maybe a slight issue, especially you see that big old gigantic two antennas sticking up. But apart from that, all these prototypes were incredible. I think the one prototype that actually might be the weak link, of course, is the BMW, which could be, understandable. I mean, these cars alone are going with the PP, or not the PP, but the BOP, the BOP method, 670, while the BMW itself is going 670. But saying that, the one thing that actually is pretty cool with the BMW, it actually has, the MR drivetrain. So, and I could tell just by the way it drove, it actually felt pretty decently smooth and very controllable to drive. Considering the one downside, I think, to that car could be the whenever you get back to the gas or get back to the power, it's a little bit of a delay for that car. But hey, if you want that mechanical grip and then want the power to come in later, just by half a second or a second, then that could pretty much, fit your driving style. But I think if I had to say, I think overall the best prototype right now will have to be between the Porsche and I think, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think it's the Peugeot, because for me personally, the Peugeot actually felt decently good. I actually had a little bit more rotation in that run with the Peugeot than I did with the Ferrari. The Ferrari felt a little bit more stiffer. And anyway, that's going to be covering update 1.70, and that's literally, we've actually have hit perfect and almost went, let's see, how far have we gone from this live? About 54 minutes almost. So I'd say that's perfect. So overall review of this update, it's good. I am very glad we have some more prototypes. I know there has been people begging literally for this particular update, especially for these cars to finally come into the game, which is incredibly good and awesome. So hopefully in the near future we could probably get maybe more Group 1s or more Group 2, up-to-date Group 2s would be great. I think the latest Group 2 we have is probably something from 2018. So up-to-date Group 2 would be great. Will be awesome. So other than that, very good update again. And this is going to play in a huge advantage for leagues to join up, and more of a way to start up more multi-class races. So pretty pleased overall for this update. It was definitely worth getting up 4 o'clock in the morning, turn on the PS5, let it update, take a quick bathroom break, come back and see the update's done, and go back straight to bed, and got up at work and worked 10 hours and come back here, devoured some Taco Bell, and been able to react and see what this new update had entail. So, and I will potentially am going to also make a pull list of what swaps I should do first. I'll let you guys be the judges on that. And just in case you did miss it, what are the cars for the new engine swaps quote? Unless, most of you might already know by now because of Facebook, or maybe you yourself have already done it. But of course, it's going to be 3.2 Quarto, the Coupe, the E-Space F1, the Suzuki Escudo, and of course the Toyota RAV4 Adventure. Those 5 cars have swaps in the game. These 2 have legendary good swaps. I'm pretty sure the E-Space and the Escudo overall might have some really deep sleepers, in my opinion. It'll be interesting to see what I can come up with with those particular builds. And of course, you have the RAV4 Adventure with, of course, the All-American Redneck Demon Challenger swap. So that's going to be fun to unravel and see what I can do for Tokyo 600 for that run. So until then, hopefully you guys enjoy the live stream. Now, I am thinking about possibly doing another live. I'm thinking about probably doing one this coming Saturday, I think. I'm going to try to see what happens. You might be asking, what's Saturday? Well, that's a good question. On Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time Zone, that is going to be the time for my race, which I'll be taking part of. It's going to be the HG's World Series. GT1 versus GT3 classes at Red America. Or, excuse me, Red Atlanta. Doggone it. So, we qualified. The cars that we could choose for GT1 was the Audi R18. The other one was the Audi, I think it was the R16 or whatever the other one is, the older version. And of course, the Porsche 919. Of course, about 95% of the players chose the Audi R18, including myself. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and showcase it right now. And here it is. It's this beauty right here. This beauty. And so I had a great qualifying result. Almost got pole for Split 2 division. So I'm going to be looking forward to see what I can do in that race. Not only that, but also I have with me, I think, 3 more teammates. So basically myself and 3 others have second, third, fourth, or I might be second, third, and 7th, I think. So that's going to be the big thing for Saturday. I'm thinking about doing the live stream. It most likely is going to be through PlayStation services. I don't think I'm going to do OBS, because I'm afraid if I do OBS, that most likely it will pretty much crash me out of the lobby, and I do not want that to happen. Now, I've had in the past done a live stream in Joker series at Suzuka, which is actually on my live feed. If you want to check it out, you can. Only did 2 expedition races. Was hoping to do the main race, but for some reason, you just gotta love technology and networks. I could not get per se in the room. It kept bugging out, so I unfortunately had to plug out the live stream from that race and just race without doing a live stream, which I kind of was a bit bitter, because had a great race overall. It was a fantastically good strategic race. If I want to add that to that, at Suzuka, also was driving none other than a custom livery that I made, which actually I do have. Let me share that real quick. Here it is. So we did a race. It was the FT1 Toyota cars versus the R34. I think it was the base N or C base. It's the Nismo GTR. I'll say that. And this was the car I used. And of course, this was during the time, very shortly before the Joker series. That was, of course, the tragic news of Kyle Busch's passing. So I figured, why not, since I'm kind of out of the lobby, let me go ahead and just do a tribute livery, which I did. And one side, of course, is iconic Joe Gibbs M&M's color side, and on the other side, I painted blue, which represented his Lucas Oil Richard Childress racing color. So being able to not only start from last place and making very, very careful moves to get toward halfway to the front, and then having different strategies play out, and being able to carefully switch field maps, short shift, early shift, half shift, in all kinds of corners at Suzuka. We actually took over the lead when the race leader accidentally made a mistake in spoon, And after we took the lead, we basically kept the car, kept the fuel, kept tires under control, and then we just basically went all out on the last lap and just had perfectly enough fuel to finish the race off. I think it was .01 left. But this was the car I used for the Joker Series. I actually, like I said, I did a live stream using this car, and of course the other car. It was the first and second expedition races, and of course you had on the last race was the top split race. And unfortunately, because of how technology is and how for some reason the game's like, oh, we can't let you stream this last race, it's so important, which I was so upset about. I had to stop the live stream, try to shut off the laptop. I think I had to do that. I could be wrong, or I might have had to tell someone, it's like, hey, can you just for a good 40 minutes just go back to the provider surface and not the I have. So I had to do that, and the second I told him, hey, to switch networks, it came back to normal, which I was a little bit upset with. But being able to make my way through carefully, had a good strategy, kept it clean, didn't make any mistakes, got the win for that tribute. It was really awesome. So, like I said, I do have that live stream in my live feed if you want to check it out. So I think most likely I might do the World Series Saturday, I think. And later on, in the near future, we're going to have another Joker Series later in the month. It actually is supposed to be, I think it's actually next week. We'll make one more week to go, or next week literally. So the next event is going to be, of course, Royal Atlanta. And you have to choose two cars. The cars they gave us was, of course, the Rampage, the Mac 40, the Camaro Race Mod, and Maverick. I did my practice, and the two cars I'm going to go for is the Mac 40 and the Rampage. Here's a closer look. I'm thinking that the Rampage is going to be the main car that I'll be using for this race. I mean, just looking at this car, it looks pretty cool. Now, this, I would say, this is a livery that I downloaded. I did not make this livery. The only thing I did differently was add in the Joker Series logo, the 4D racewear, Logitech, and Dolby. That was the only thing I did differently. I changed the windshield decal, and of course I added my name with my representing my state. That's the only thing I did to it. And of course for the Mac 40, what I did to that car was basically, number. And of course there's some of the logos right there. Logitech 4D racewear, and other than that, it's a Gulf livery, so it looks really good. So I'll be using both those cars. I think we'll have to probably use one for one expedition, use the other one for the other expedition, and you just choose which car you want to use for the main event. So most likely I'm leaning toward this as the main event. So it's going to be quite crazy once we do that race at Royal Atlanta next week. The other thing that's going to be crazy about it too is that these cars will be on sports. So we'll be on sport medium, sport softs. We won't be racing on racing tires. And of course, it is bopped, of course. So it's going to be quite crazy just being able to handle these cars. And of course, Royal Atlanta has 2 Joker laps instead of 1. We had to worry about doing 1 at Suzuka. We have to do 2 at Royal Atlanta. But yeah, it's going to be quite special in order for do these live streams upcoming for both the PhD World Series for Saturday and of course the Joker Series for next Thursday. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully I'll be able to do flag to flag coverage, especially for the Joker Series, because that series alone it's pretty cool. It's something about the Joker Series, and just go out there with a car that you're not really accustomed to, and you just go all the way with it, and you just have to hold on for dear life at the same time, just go as hard as you can without having to either crash or go off the track or try to avoid getting a penalty. So it's going to be hopefully a blast. Hopefully it'll be a good turnout too. So we'll have to wait and see how it all happens out. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. for the update 1.70, and just in case you just shown up and you're like, man, what did I miss? Well, how about you just go back from the beginning and just watch and just catch up and see what you missed, because you missed a good bit, and hopefully when you do see it, it will give you some really good intel on what to expect from either a swap or from one of the new cars I tried out. So, all right. Until then, I'll see you guys later. I guess when we do our next Tokyo build, which is going to be, of course, I think one of the new swaps is what I'm thinking of doing. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'll see you guys later.